In 1961, the American CIA department started a project called Operation Acoustic Kitty. As part of this project, they implanted electronic devices in cats to turn them into spies. The aim was to listen in on conversations between Russian diplomats and those in the US. Since cats move silently, they chose them for the job. First, surgeons spent hours implanting a transmitter inside a cat's skull, a microphone inside its ear, and thin wires through its fur to act as antennas. To power these devices, small batteries were hidden inside the cat's body. The cat was then trained for several days. They were concerned that if the cat got hungry, it might lose focus and start looking for food. To prevent this, they performed another operation to reduce its hunger drive. It took nearly 5 years to fully train the cat. Back in the 1960s, creating such tiny devices was a significant achievement, and the project, including surgeries and training, cost a total of $20 million. Today, that would be worth around 147 crore rupees. Finally, in 1966, the cat was fully ready for action. The idea was that wherever the cat went, the implanted devices would capture surrounding sounds and transmit them back to the CIA. To test the cat, the CIA decided to do a trial run. They released the cat in a park where 2 individuals were sitting and chatting on a bench. The plan was to listen to their conversation. However, as the cat was crossing the road, a taxi hit it, and the cat died on the spot. All the hard work and investment went to waste. As a result, in 1967, the CIA abandoned the project. The light from the sun takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach the Earth. But do you know how long it takes for light to travel from the core of the sun to its surface? It takes approximately 170,000 years. The distance from the sun's core to its surface is about 695,700 kilometers, and the distance from the sun to Earth is around 149.6 million kilometers. Light travels at a speed of 300,000 kilometers per second, so it takes around 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel from the sun to Earth. However, it takes nearly 2 to 3 seconds to travel just 69,000 kilometers. Why then does it take 170,000 years for light to travel from the sun's core to its surface? Let's find out. Light is produced as a result of nuclear reactions happening in the sun's core. The photons generated in the core travel towards the surface at the speed of light, but they keep colliding with atoms inside the sun, changing direction constantly. After traveling a short distance, the photon collides with another atom and changes direction again. This process continues, and it takes approximately 170,000 years for the photon to reach the surface of the sun. This means the light we see today was actually produced in the sun's core about 170,000 years ago. We know that plants have life and can react to touch, heat, and light, but recent research has shown that plants can also detect sounds. The roots of plants can hear the sound of flowing water beneath the soil, and they grow more in the direction from which the sound is coming. Plant roots can detect sounds in the range of 100 to 400 hertz. Research at the University of Western Australia revealed that plants can even differentiate between real and fake sounds. In the experiment, researchers placed real flowing water on one side and played a recording of water flowing on the other. After a few days, they found that the plant roots grew more towards the side with the real water rather than the recorded sound. If you take a grain of sand-sized portion of your brain, it contains over 100,000 neurons and more than 1 billion connections. Genghis Khan, the Mongolian ruler who once struck fear across the world, ordered that after his death, no one should know where he was buried. In 1227, after his death, around 2,000 workers and soldiers buried him deep in the earth. To ensure that no one could trace the grave, 1,000 horses were made to trample over the burial site. Additionally, a nearby river was diverted to flow over the burial ground. Once the task was complete, the soldiers returned to the kingdom and killed all the workers involved in the burial. Finally, the soldiers who had buried him killed each other. As a result, the location of Genghis Khan's grave remains a mystery to this day, even after 800 years. In 1958, sparrows in China were consuming large amounts of grain stored by the government, causing problems. Chinese scientists estimated that each sparrow was consuming around 4.5 kilograms of grain annually. They calculated that killing 10 million sparrows would save enough grain to feed around 60,000 people. As a result, the Chinese government launched the Great Sparrow Campaign. Citizens across China killed sparrows by scaring them with sticks and making loud noises with metal cans, preventing the sparrows from landing on trees. As a result, many sparrows died of exhaustion and hunger. People even destroyed sparrow nests and killed their young. Over the course of several days, around 30 million sparrows were killed in China. However, this led to an ecological imbalance. Without sparrows to control them, crop-eating insects multiplied, and the crops were destroyed. Between 1958 and 1961, China faced a severe famine, and an estimated 45 million people died from hunger. The Chinese government eventually had to import thousands of sparrows from Soviet countries to restore balance. In the German village of Fügerai, the annual rent for a house is just $1. That's about 72. And if you're wondering whether the houses are small, they're not. The homes are double-bedroom apartments. The area is very clean and well-maintained, and every night after 10 p.m., the 5 gates to the village are closed. If any resident returns after 10 p.m., they have to pay a $1 fine, which is equivalent to 1 year's rent. The village was built in 1520, and for the past 500 years, the annual rent has remained at $1. Our liver is the only organ in our body that can regenerate itself. If you lose up to 75% of your liver, the remaining 25% can grow back into a full-sized liver. In 1975, a man named Alex Mitchell from the UK died laughing. He was watching a comedy show called The Goodies on BBC, and after laughing continuously for 25 minutes, he had a heart attack and died. After his death, Alex's wife wrote a letter thanking the creators of the show for making her husband's final moments so joyful. Similarly, in 2013, a 22-year-old man from Mumbai named Manjesh Bogle died from excessive laughter while watching the movie Grandmasti. If aliens in a galaxy 65 million light-years away from Earth were to observe us with a powerful telescope, they would see dinosaurs on Earth. Surprised? Let me explain. We can see an object when light reflects off it and reaches our eyes. For example, light from the moon takes about 13 seconds to reflect off its surface and reach Earth, meaning we are seeing the moon as it was 13 seconds ago. Similarly, light from the sun takes about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach us. So we are seeing the sun as it was 8 minutes and 20 seconds ago. Now, if aliens are 65 million light-years away and observing Earth through a powerful telescope, they are seeing the light that left Earth 65 million years ago. At that time, dinosaurs roamed the planet, so what they would see is Earth as it was during the age of dinosaurs. It would take another 65 million years for the light from Earth today to reach them. Okay friends, if you don't want to miss out on more interesting facts like this, make sure to keep in touch with my YouTube channel.